I buy a plane off of eBay, I try to look for the ones that are unrestored, because mostly people don't know what they're doing and they're really going to mess it up. So in this case, the screws are all seized up on the frog and on the chip breaker and the blade. So just give it a general liberal spray of WD-40, let it soak, and usually this will break it, but if not, at this point I'll switch over to an impact driver and slowly and lightly unscrew everything. I've never had any screw break this way, but these were pretty rusted in, so I may have to replace the 2 screws that are holding the frog in. These are all part of the plane that it came off easily, with handles and a knob, the base, the frog, the depth adjuster, the iron, the chip breaker, and then the lever cap. And I usually put all the parts into a little small bag so I don't lose any of it. The handles and the knobs were in pretty bad shape, so I just give it a light sanding with 220 grit, and then add some linseed oil, and then give it, once that's dried, give it a quick sanding and add some shellac. I didn't see the point of preserving the old paint because it was in really bad shape. So once again, I'm using a WD-40 as my lubricant. Water will work here. Using wet dry sandpaper, I'm using 600, and I think I also use 250. And also I'll use a Dremel tool with a brass fitting to get some of the really fine details. Brass won't scratch the iron, but steel brushes might. Don't be surprised by weird stuff you might find under your frog. I think the weirdest thing I've ever found was a spider nest. So steel wool and WD-40 is usually my last step to any plane restoration. I like it because it buffs things up, but still soft enough to retain a lot of the patina. A lot of the times with these tools, the blades will be grind at a poor angle. Just regrind it back to the proper 90-degree angle, and then take it from 250 to 600 here, and I take it down to about 1200 here, both the front, and make sure that the back is nice and flat. Give it a strobe and it should be as good as it's going to get. One of the last things I'll do is to make sure that the chip breaker is nice and flat when it's laid against the blade. Sorry about the angle, but from the other side you can see that you can see the light that comes through it. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this little plane restoration. You know, to me, restoration means taking something from a non-working order to a working order while doing the minimum to affect the patina and the character of that tool. In this case, the plane, I left a lot of the patina and a lot of the characters and all the nicks and the dinks that are there because it doesn't affect how it functions. And those characters of that plane is part of the story of that plane. And I feel it's important to know the story of the plane so that you can use it to write its next chapter. So if you want to learn how to use a plane or sharpen a plane or set one up, be sure to check out Paul Seller's channel. There's nothing I can show you, there's nothing I can tell you that he hasn't covered a lot better than I could. So if I did it, it'd just be a waste of your time and a waste of my time. And I'd also like to thank Mitch Peacock of Made in Wood for running Hallowood15. I'd like to thank him and the sponsors that Hallowood15 gave me an opportunity to motivate me a little bit more to restore this plane, something I've been wanting to do for a while now. So thank you for watching, and I hope you check out all the other entries into Hallowood15, and I hope to see you again.